Are we recording? Yes, we are. What's up, fellas? European season is back upon us. Huge weekend ahead. Absolutely buzzing. I'm sure you're absolutely buzzing. We're all fucking buzzing our tits off. What a time to be alive. We got a couple of rewards from midweek to open. But first, let's dive into the teams and the strategy for the upcoming season. We'll sort these in A to Z and go down to the under 23s at the bottom. Okay, so under 23 Rare Pro. Good to see Baekjung Bum back in the FC Seoul net. He was rotated out for a game or two, which scared all of us Baekjung Bum owners. But he's back in the team now and he's performing quite well. Decent string of clean sheets. I have a Rapid VN partnership of Jonas Auer and their forward Bergstaller, which obviously makes a lot of sense to use in a Challenger Rare Pro lineup, but I feel when the under 23 fixtures aligns, these are like my only two decent under 23 cards for Super Rare, maybe Malik Tia as well. So it's not often I'm having a go at under 23. I think I've never won a reward from under 23 Rare Pro. But here we are. We're having a crack at it. Hopefully it all goes smooth. Now, the next is under 23 Rare, and it's my most prioritized team. It's got Omari with a great fixture against newly promoted Mets. Ferdi Kadioglu, who actually is just so versatile. He played centre back last game, but he's a very interesting under 23 card that I actually won last summer. Sold and then won him again through a reward, and he is starting to spike up a little bit if we take a look at these scores and these minutes as well. I mean, it said he was centre back, but maybe Sorare data has been showing some wrong positions. He plays national football for Turkey. Really like this guy. By the way, I'm going to post another video over the weekend. I'm going to post my first video about tips on who to buy. It's going to be a cat modes video. So stay tuned for that. Organ Cockchew, most expensive card I ever bought for like 1.5 ETH. He's now about 40% of that value. But the amount of rewards I've won from him end up to be pretty close to break even, I imagine. This is a really interesting card. Amenta, who's finally got himself some first team football for Viborg. He's on some form at the start of the new season, and this fixture is amazing. We initially had Real Madrid's Rodrigo as a big hitting forward card for this prioritized lineup. But you know what? Even though his L15 is 40, and he's like a cat mode kind of guy at first glance, if you really see what this guy's been doing, I mean, it's been 2 games, but he really looks like... I just feel like this guy is going to score 75 at least in this game. And I'm more sure of that than any other forward card I have as an alternative. So really excited about my under 23s. Under 23 limited, also a beautiful lineup in my eyes. We have a defensive Rapid VN stack. Again, we see Jonas Auer, Rapid VN's left back, who can hit some really high peaks. Really great card. Matt O'Reilly, my only Celtic card. Love to have him. Really big card, really big player. Pedri, Vinny Jr., they need no introduction. Couple of less than ideal away fixtures. I mean, this Barca away to Getafe is a fine fixture. I mean, that could be 5-0 Barca on their day. Second Division Europe Rare Pro. This is a throwaway lineup with my leftovers. But Second Division Europe Rare Pro, I heard Chani say it in a video as well. Or was it Chani? Somebody said it in a video recently where... Oh, it was actually Nepenthes. Second Division Europe Rare Pro, at least last season, was really soft in terms of... It was really easy to get rewards with not many points. So if there was any lineup to scrape a reward with 4 players, it's going to be the Second Division Europe Rare Pro lineup, or Second Division Europe in general. Although they did rebalance rewards, so stay tuned on that one. Second Division Europe Rare side... IK Ugbo, I've had this card since the dawn of my So Rare journey. He was playing in Belgium. Then he went to Troyes, and who were sitting at the bottom of the French League on. And he just wasn't doing it. Had terrible scores, terrible AA, even pretty lackluster clubs would not give him minutes, would not give him game time. Cardiff snap him up. He's already had a great great start to Cardiff. Now, I predicted he was going to really struggle, but here he is as my main forward in my second division Europe rare team, because it looks like that first game really settled his nerves. Sorry, we're doing this the really long way here. Where are you? IK Ugbo. Yeah, Cercle Bruges, then to Troyes. But look at these scores. However, he plays first game of the season. He plays away to Leeds. He gets a goal and an assist. So very wrong with my initial prediction of him really struggling. But let's see. He's at home to QPR now. He's in my second division Euro rare lineup, as you can see. Adama Traore, Hull at home to Sheffield Wednesday. Jordan Lefort, who went from Paris to Angers, who's got a great fixture. Lucas Zidane, I've got a super rare too, who's holding it down in my cap 240 super rare for the weekend. And yeah, a solid team. Probably about a 6 out of 10 team, maybe a 7 out of 10. Premier League Pro Limited, I had a lot of options here. I had a lot of different ways to line out this team. I had Højbjerg. I have, I have some alternatives, but Højbjerg looks like he's not going to play with the arrival of James Maddison at Spurs. I also had the choice to go defensive stack of Brentford. There is a clash here, and Heung Min Son is playing against Pinnock. I still think this team can do something. We captained Iwobi. And we're just hoping to scrape a tier 5 limited. I'd be very happy with that. Ramsdale's got a great fixture. Could be looking for his 7th ever 70 plus score. But yeah, I like it. Free to play Premiership team I also like. I'm a Man United fan. I got the Bruno Rashford combo at home to Wolves. I also have a United defensive stack in my cap 240 rare, which I'm about to show you. But we captain Bruno here. We didn't captain Trippier. Interesting one. I think when you're stacking players, if there's 2 players from one club, I think there's something to be said for captaining one of them, because if you're going to put 2 players from one club in a certain lineup, or even 3 or 4 or a full stack, you're already putting a certain amount of eggs in a certain basket, right? So I think it makes sense to captain one of the United boys. If Man United don't have a good game offensively, the whole team is dead, right? You know, if Rashford and Bruno don't get a good game, if United scrape a 1-0 victory or some cagey 0-0, 1-1 type shit, the whole lineup's dead. So I'm as well, if Man United do have a good game, both Rashford and Bruno are going to pop off. Makes sense that I captain one of them. Anyway, La Liga Pro Limited, we brought in Suso, a new arrival. We got out the wallet, we got out the cash, we got out the ETH, whatever it was. And we spent £4. Spent £4 on Suso because I needed a midfielder for La Liga who had an L15 of 53 or below. I was thinking of Issy Pazulon, who's actually scored in this game. He's playing right now away to Almeria. We're going to see that in a second. He's also in my cap 240 super rare. But we were thinking of Issy Pazulon. We were thinking of Mikel Moreno for Sociedad, who's at home to Girona. Honestly, I just think that Suso was £4. Issy Pazulon was £11. Marino was £11. I think it was just a lot better value going for Suso. We have a couple of Celta Vigo boys in the ex-Groningen man, Jorgen Larsson, at home to Osasuna. This team could do things. It's Sorare needs to get some AA against Barca. Griezmann needs to just bang out a 90. Suso, yeah, it's all about Suso getting on the score sheet, or at least getting a good performance in, because he is the captain in this lineup. But anyway, having a go at La Liga Pro. Here's the La Liga free to play. We spent the cost on our Araujo was 40. And by the way, regarding the free to plays, I know there's a bit of backlash on how messy the free to plays were at the start of the season. They're waiting until the new season cards come out, and then we're going to all get a new draft for the free to play. And listening to John Nellis and Nepentez's podcast, they weren't happy. Especially John thought it was a shambles. He says Sorare completely dropped the ball. Everyone's got the new buzz for the new season. Everyone's getting into the fantasy football. All the FPL guys are making their drafts. And then Sorare is just... I mean, it's fine for everyone who's already on Sorare. All the Sorare regulars are fine with it. We just... we swap out a few players. We get a lineup in. It's still a free shot at winning cards, at the end of the day. But I do totally get the lads' sentiment that for new people, for the onboarders, it is not good. The free-to-plays. If I go to common here, it's all the last season's players, right? It's all the left players from last season. Some of them have moved clubs. It's all a bit of a joke. The full licenses aren't in for everyone yet. I mean, the licenses is less of an issue, but if I go to my Bundesliga team here, I could scrape together something, but let me just take a little detour. If I go into my swaps and see my full draft, I'm going to have random people in here like Flecken. He's gone to Brentford, right? Just Bellingham's at Madrid, the draft's all... But it's fine. It's fine. It's not a huge deal, but it is for the onboarding side of things, which we all should care about at the end of the day. Moving on to French League Pro Limited. I mean, let me just go to the amateur first and show you some big midfielder cards. Cabella, Lise Melu at home. And then we have Metz forward Giori at home to Metz. Stades forward at home to Metz. Brought in Nicolas Palios as a cheap option for a defensive stack with Lafont. For Lafont is our common card choice for our French League Pro Limited, because we have no French League keeper to use in Limited. So I had to put Lafont in here. And this is a pretty nice team. Benjamin Bourgeot, we just sold this guy's rare card for 0.305 ETH 2 days ago. And probably partly why I captained him in this team. I know the main reason is he's just a man for the captain, but he's got a great fixture. He's a great scorer. Sad to let go of his rare card. I had intentions to use his rare card in Champ Euro, but somebody gave me a good enough price. I let him go. Habib Diallo, I've really liked this Diallo guy. I think even against a fixture like Lyon, I don't want to say a favourite to get on the score sheet, but do not be surprised if this man bags a goal. I wonder, is this... Oh, can I make everything smaller here? Might be a little bit better. Anywho, Champion Europe Rare Pro, just a throwaway team. Now, we didn't use our Gundogan. We didn't use our Sterling. We didn't use any Clinton Mata cards. Clinton Mata just went into this throwaway team and an academy team. But nothing to talk about there. I actually probably want to hide that lineup for my own sake. Champion Europe Rare, a lot of chopping and changing with this team. We went for the Madrid duo of Valverde and Rodrigo. Our new Bruno Guimaraes card that we won towards the tail end of last season. Tarkovsky with a projected score of 57 on Play Sharper at home to Fulham. And Vicario, our new Champ Euro keeper. Well, he was our Champ Euro keeper when he was playing for Empoli last season, but cool to see him go to Spurs. And I see like a lot of the English media are like, who's this guy? Where did they get him? Did they get him from... He was one of the best keepers in the Serie A, to be honest, right? And I was always biased. That's what I'd tell people who were trying to buy him off me. He's the best keeper in the league. I want 1 ETH. He's going for about half an ETH now. But oh well, moving on. By the way, we nearly put our Man United defensive stack in here, but our United defensive stack is Luke Shaw and Varane. And Luke Shaw is a big card, but Varane kind of does what he says on the tin. He's got an L15 of 52 and kind of doesn't really do much either side of that 52 score. Champion Europe Limited is a throwaway team, although it doesn't really look like it. Militao is a big card. I like Robertson. I think he's good value. And You know, he can hit some high peaks. Benjamin Andre, we have multiple copies of this card. Quinton Merlin, same old story. Sorare against Barca. I guess partly because Champion Europe is very competitive, I didn't want to use... I just basically skipped it. But as we know, it's free to enter these competitions. You just have to own the card. So I used my leftover cards to enter the Champion Euro. Could have maybe used Militao in a more prioritized lineup, but he's away to Bilbao. I could see Militao rock out at 38. I could also see him bang out a 92 from AA alone. But let's see what happens with him. Moving on, Champion Asia Europe Rare Pro. It's a throwaway lineup, lads. Sorry. But there's a little Deju defensive stack in there. Choi Young-un, Deju's sub-keeper. If he does get rotated into that Deju first team all of a sudden, which happens in the Asian divisions a lot, happens everywhere with these goalkeeper rotations. But that Asia team comes alive if the keeper plays. Speaking of a Champion Asia team that just comes alive, we have the Nagoya Grampus stack. We do have a Mateos card as well. Mateos Castro, I believe his name is, but he's out injured or whatever's going on with him. Initially, this team was the Nagoya stack of Fuji and Langerak in defense, the Inagaki in midfield as the captain. But then we saw two Yokohama cards and decided to use two forward Yokohama cards. And then we got rid of one of our cards and brought in Sol Young-woo, who's just an AA monster, who is away, but against Gangwon, really expect some like 66 score through AA from Sol Young-woo, mark my words. And of course, Elber's just got to be captain. And Inagaki got that captain's armband snatched off him when I realized I had an Elber to use. Really, really high hopes about winning a reward from this lineup. I'd bet on it. If you get me even money, I'd bet on it. Even though I'm not much of a betting man anymore. Really nice lineup here as well. The full Avispa stack with a great fixture. So I'm already looking through the tier 3 limited pool. I'm not really, but another throwaway team here. Diego Romero is a backup keeper. Champion America Limited, another new signing, by the way. Jose Martinez. We needed a midfielder. I noticed when I was doing my limited work for the new season and kind of looking at my lineups, I needed a La Liga midfielder. I needed a French League midfielder. I needed an America region midfielder. And I'm like, let me just get 30 quid in and let me try and get 3 midfielders with the 30 quid. And we got Suso for La Liga. We got Jose Martinez. Suso was 4 quid. Wow, look at this. Yeah, this is just last night we bought this guy, by the way. And he did feel underpriced. We spent €6 on him. One's gone for, that's only €8. But yeah, it feels like the market is really shooting up at the new season and the cash wallet and everything, lads. Times are good. But Jose Martinez was such a perfect choice. €6 with a 54 L15. Let me get these scores out. 56 L15. Don't know much about him yet, but he's a member of the club. And we're using him with Julian Carranza in a great fixture. The only issue with this lineup is Pablo Barrera is going to be playing at the opposite end of the pitch. He's going to be playing for the other team. But they're all offensive players. Well, Jose Martinez is a centre mid, but I think this is still fine. Every time I see the scores in these games, it's like, I mean, they're going to penalty shootouts, but they're high-scoring games in this League's Cup in America, in the America region. So Shaq Moore at home to Minnesota. Casio with a home fixture, like 40-50% clean sheet likelihood or something great. Maybe a little lower. Middle of the road Champion America team. I have some hopes of getting a tier 4 limited, but let's see. Now, finally get to use our Noppert card as well. I'll be in tears if he doesn't show up and play against Volvic at home. We have Pavel to stack defensively with him. Van Ewick, who was a part of our Heerenveen defensive stack, has gone to Coventry now, which is interesting. We still own him. It's another option for our second division Euro team. Ivan Oblykov is back in the mix. And yeah, we used our Bergstaller card here. We didn't pair up Bergstaller with Jonas Arrer, the other Rapid Vienna card that we have, super rare card. But yeah, really high hopes about both my Challenger and Challenger Rare Pro teams. You're about to see Challenger in a second. Jan Malakar, this is a 72% win. Probability of them winning is 72% on Sorare data. So Jan Malakar, a big favorite here. He's plays in midfield sometimes. He plays cam, I believe, but he gets on the score sheet and he can get AA. So he's my choice for the captaincy. We could have went anyone captain. We could have went Pavel. We could have went Ivan. We could have went Jan. We went Jan at in the end. My favorite out of all these cards is Bergstaller. If we could put Bergstaller captain, we would, but it has to be a rare, of course. High hopes about Challenger Europe Rare Pro team. Hopefully we get that tier 3 rare. Bring it home. Beefing up that those Challenger options. When one game's about to be underway in 3 minutes is Jean Bouthez at home to Courtrai. Amazing fixture. Christian Burgess at home to, what do you call them? Leuven. We've Burgess in 2 lineups, and we nearly put him into my most prioritized lineup. Play sharper as in projected to score 60, which I totally agree with. Kenneth Taylor at home to Heracles. Should do really well in this game. Should potentially get a decisive, at least get some decent AA. Marin Pilge with an L15 of 45, but just on some really great form. His L15 is his L15 isn't what it appears, you know what I'm saying? Look at these recent scores. Just 29 AA, 2850 AA, 2850 AA, 35 AA. And not the most decisive action capable, but in this fixture, Rudez at home, big favorites, and he's kind of got the 25 points of AA secured with the potential to get a decisive. So yeah, really interested to see how this team lines up. As you see, Alexander Sobolev, full confidence in this guy, man. First 2 games of the season, he's on the score sheet. He's got on the score sheet again in a 3-2 loss here. Clean sheet from Jean Bouthez, and this lineup's already looking hot. Challenge Europe Limited, we have a stack of Trabs players here and another player in that also favourable fixture of Antwerp at home to Courtrai in Gele Batiele. Who did we go for as captain? Oh, we went Mahmoud Trezeguet. And we were kind of saying this earlier about when you're stacking players, it makes more sense to captain one of them in my eyes. Like, let's say I captain Loic Lapison. Lapison is a great game. It doesn't really mean anything if the Trabs boys aren't going to fire on all cylinders. So we're just, we are putting some eggs into the basket of Trabzonspor, but we're also just putting one more egg in the basket by captain and Trezeguet, which I believe is, I mean, he's probably the 3rd most natural captain choice on paper. Batiele with this fixture and like a 60 projected score. Loic Lapison getting full game time now, playing out wide left or wide right for Union. I mean, I just went Trezeguet as the captain, but it's any 3 of them would be fine captains. Moving on to Cap 270 Rare. And bear in mind, lads, I am the cap master. I'm going to release a video over the weekend on great cap picks to buy, and I'm sure a lot of you will get some really nice, cheap alternatives for your cap 240 modes and whatever modes you want to get stuck into. But yeah, Silicin with the L15 of 42. He's at home to Excelsior. Sorry, lads, I'm not good with these pronunciations. The defensive stack of Araki and Sasaki. We need a team song for these 2 guys. Amazing stuff. Sasaki with that captaincy again. We're stacking the Sanfrecce players. We're captaining one of them. The theme of the team is Sanfrecce Hiroshima. And yeah, hopefully the boys can get it done. Urawa Red Diamonds is not the best fixture, but it's a home fixture. Yeah, it's fine. I've started checking what's the distance for these away fixtures for the guys, just to see how much of an away fixture it really is. We have Enzo Fernandez at home to Liverpool. Obviously, a lot of us are huge Enzo fans. I've been a massive Enzo fan. I got him way back when in the River Plate days before Benfica. And yeah, I'm really just hoping. As much as I hate Chelsea, look at where we got him. Jesus, he spiked all the way up. Holy moly! I was hovering over this red dot here where it says direct offers. 3.5 ETH, lads. Come on, come on. 3.5 ETH for Enzo. That was when he went to Benfica and he was like had another couple of years of under 23 and he was just banging out like 70s. Like. Anyway, hopefully Enzo can find his form again. Wow, he's born in 2001. God almighty, makes me feel old. As even a 97 kid. Us 97 kids were the young ones. Now we're the old ones. Nah, a lot of you here are probably born early 90s and such. Sorry, I'm only making you feel bad. Habib Diallo. Love the guy. L15 of 54. Fits into this Cap 270 team nicely. Yeah, I just really wanted him in here. My alternatives was like Cody Gakpo, who clashes with Enzo. And yeah, Habib Diallo is just the one. Gakpo mightn't even play. Although I do have high hopes for Gakpo, by the way. I really do. I think he's going to have a great season at Liverpool. I won't be surprised at all. Cap 270 Limited. Amazing team. Auxerre getting relegated and Ryan Ravelson going down with them. This is going to be a great fixture for them. And hopefully they can bounce straight back. And... yeah, hopefully Ryan can have a great game here. Elber, the easy captain choice at home to 12th place Gamba Osaka. Patrick Van Aanholt, great scorer for a great team and a great fixture. Hamari Traore recently moved to Sociedad. And yeah, looks like he's going to get straight into the team, I hope. And he's at home to Girona. He's got an L15 of 47, which he should really outperform. Jan Oblak, L15 of 50. Injured for the tail end of last season. We actually won him as a reward at the tail end of last season. Probably around April or something we won the guy. Yeah, 29th of April. Good memory. And we haven't used him until now. We haven't got to use him until now, until this weekend. So I'm definitely excited about using our Jan Oblak card. And really excited about this Cap 270 limit team. I mean, Elber's going to score an 82. Multiply that by 1.585. You know, we're looking quite good. What's that? Like another 47-ish on top. So if he scores an 82, that's really like 139 points from Elber right there. You might say I'm getting ahead of myself, but we already have 139 points here with 4 other players to play. So pretty nice. And here it is, lads. The ETH Hunters. Looking for those $200. The sweet dose of ETH, as the lads on Sorare TV call it. So I'm going to need to get a better plug for those guys. I'm a religious watcher, and I can't even plug them properly. But yeah, Lucas Zidane had showed some glimpses of really nice form for Eibar last season. It's a good league for goalkeepers, right? Harrison Delbridge at home to Deju. It's an amazing fixture. I'm not sure what the situation is with the K-League now. It seems like the K-League issue has gotten better because of the deadline changing, but now the deadline has changed back, so I don't know. Anyway, Alex Garcia has an L15 of 38. He got injured last season. He was coming off the bench. He hit some shitty scores, which brings his L15 right down, which made me be able to squeeze him into this team. The only issue with this team is Bergstaller. There's a little bit of greed here. I had the option of a really good Cap 240 Super Rare team, or I had the option of a really good Challenger Rare Pro team. And this is where the greed comes into it. I went for both, right? I said, hey, Meram, he may be away to Inter Miami. He may have his L15 may be like 14 less points than Bergstaller. Like his averages may be way lower, but let's put him in there. Let's see if we can make the $200. I guess my confidence in these 3 cards, the Palizon, Garcia, Delbridge trio. Actually, I'm being results biased here. EC Pazalon was always going to get me a 50 or 55 even without the decisive, I feel like, against Almeria, but maybe not. But the Delbridge Garcia cards are great. Like, these are just going to outperform their L15s with ease. And that's kind of what you're looking for in the cap modes. You want them to outperform their recent averages, right? As we try and continue to size this shit down. Yeah, let me just get rid of the Sven Calls thing. Cap 240 rare. Here we go. Man United defensive stack. Luke Shaw. One of my favorite awards I ever got on the platform. I guess it was like March last year or some shit. 11th of March last year. Yeah, absolutely loved it. We always had Varane from his Real Madrid days. We actually invested in, I say invested, we bought Varane at the tail end of his Madrid career because we knew, I thought he was going to go to France or PSG or something. Imagine Varane going to PSG a couple of seasons ago. So yeah, he went to United. We did the same with Gareth Bale though. We also bought a couple of copies of Gareth Bale saying Gareth Bale's going to go to Cardiff. Gareth Bale's going to go to the MLS. He's going to get a move and he's going to rocket in price. We spent 0.1 ETH on a couple of rare Gareth Bale cards. He got the move to the MLS. He shot up to 0.7 ETH. We 7x'd our money, but we held on to him until he fucking announced his retirement. We held all the way to the bottom with Gareth Bale, lads. Anyway, this team is really nice. Aside from the keeper, we have Matoma with an absolute cheat code L15 of 48, and he's at home to newly promoted Luton. We have Dan Rotz, who, believe it or not, is an even bigger cheat code. His L15 is 29, and the 3 goals scored percentage on Sorare data is 57% for 20 in this away fixture to Almere City. I never heard of Almere City in my life. Yeah, so really good. Like, how easy is it going to be for, even if Dan Rotz comes off the bench, he outperforms that 29 pretty easily. So looking really good to get the $50 of ETH. As you see by the rewards we're about to open, we did scrape the $50 of ETH from the midweek, which I was really happy with. We've been really missing the cap 240 ETH thresholds. Cap 240 limited right here. Ricky Harakawa moved to FC Tokyo, new midfielder for them. Love to see it. Went a while without being able to use this card because of injuries, but now he's in a new team. Fresh start, really liking it. Hatanaka is a recent reward that I won. Slots straight into my Cap 240 limited team. As you can see, an L15 of 57. Probably going to score about a 60 plus against Gambo Osaka. Marvin hits L15 of 35 or 38, I believe, with a great fixture at home. Tejan Buchanan, L15 of 46. He's away to Eupen. He's not ideal. He's playing right back. He's a forward card, but yeah, looking to get the sweet dose of E, looking to get those 250 points to get those $5. And looking to do a lot more with this lineup. Again, with my keeper with a good fixture, with my defender with an amazing fixture, with 2 big midfielder cards, and my forward card who could hit high peaks. We could get a rare card from this lineup if things really aligned. Cap 220 Super Rare is a throwaway team. Gu Sung Yun is away. By the way, Kyoto Sanga. I just saw some Instagram video of this area in Japan. Holy moly. I think I might start supporting Kyoto Sanga just because of the beautiful lakes and mountains they have in the area. Holy moly. But yeah, anyway, Gu Sung Yun. Really hoping he gets into this team. Play sharp or have him at 40% to get that first team spot. I don't know what's going on. It's like all these Japanese and Korean managers are like, they just love to rotate keepers around like there's no tomorrow. So yeah, this Cap 220 team just ignites alive if he gets that first team choice, if he gets in goals for Kyoto Sanga. Cap 220 rare, big team. It's the biggest goalkeeper card I've ever used in Cap 220, in any Cap 220 modes, because normally the meta is with Cap 220s, you can use one card from a lower scarcity, like with rares you can use one limited card. Usually I'm using a very low L15 limited card just to get in the mix, just so I can get some decent outfield players. This time around, with the cheat code card Dan Rotz, again as mentioned, L15 of 29. We got him into the team. We got Pardy with an L15 of 47 at home to Forest. Moreno with an L15 of 48 at home to Girona. George Harman with an L15 of 40 with some really high potential for this game at home to St. Johnston. And Jose Carvalho with a 55% projected clean sheet likelihood with a L15 of 55. He's actually the highest. He's got the highest average out of all 5 of my players. So definitely a new approach, but we're really going for the Cap 220 rare mode. And it's funny, sometimes I'm lining up my Cap 220 rare mode and I literally have this thought of, is this overkill? Surely I can swap out one of my cards and still win. But honestly, I've had that thought and I haven't even won a reward. So, but the thought did enter my head. I was like, maybe we use party somewhere else because this is overkill. Maybe we already just have this Cap 220 rare team 1. Anyway, by the way, look at my sexy 1 of 100 Mikel Moreno. I really like this card. I 1 of 100 is... There's something sexy about the 1 of 100s. I think I prefer them to the jersey mints. Maybe that goes without saying. Again, Cap 220 limited team. We have Trevor Carson for his new Dundee side away to St. Mirren, who was actually his team last season. So yeah, we have him in goals. We have Kieran Trippier as our common card. Tanaka, who's gone back to Shonan, who's got a great fixture and who's got an L15 of 38. Rebic with an L15 of 35, gone from AC to Besiktas. Did come off the bench last game against Besiktas, but really hoping he just gets... if I'm not mistaken. Sinan Bakis with a new club, Real Zaragoza. He's playing Villarreal B. They're pretty big favourites on paper. Sinan Bakis was playing for Andorra last season, and Andorra weren't giving him the playtime. Like, he would come off the bench and score a goal, and then he would start the next game, and he'd play 90 minutes the next game, and then he'd score 2 goals, and then he'd be on the bench again. Like, Andorra, he must be... I think the guy deserves some good, consistent first-team football, and hopefully he gets it at Real Zaragoza. But all of these, he's a 42 L15 Bakis, Rebic again, 35, 38. Trevor Carson with like a 35. Allowed us to put in the big hitting Trippier card. I saw the winner of Cap 220 Limited last week had Messi snuck in. And that's what Cap 220 Limited is all about. You can use a common card. You can use nearly any card in the game in your Cap 220 Limited from drafting your free-to-plays first. So yeah, you need some low average players so you can land that big hitter. Our big hitter is Kieran Trippier. And really nice to have him in a lineup. Really fun card, of course. All-Star Rare Pro. We are sweating this clean sheet quite hard for Rayo. Come on. We don't know the score. Just 10 minutes has passed since this 2-0. Yeah, it's still 2-0. Let's go. Dimitrievski is scoring us a 76 right now, lads, in the All-Star Rare Pro. Now, this lineup was also a least prioritized lineup. I don't want to call it a throwaway lineup because all 5 players are not only expected to play, but they're expected to do quite well. We had barely any super rare options except for Gonalons, which is a decent AA scorer. And I feel like if Gonalons can get us 55, 60 through AA with that extra percentage, that's a decent score. So we landed him in. Gastien can do great things. He's actually the captain again because I'm just kind of putting my eggs in the Clermont basket for this weekend, even though they're at home to Monaco. But this is a real, like, I like to rate my teams out of 10. 5 being like kind of 50-50 to win a reward. Or no, yeah, I guess we could do it that way for simplicity. But this is probably a 2.5 out of 10 team. There is a hope. There's a hope there, but there is hope there. Don't know why I'm saying there is a hope. All-Star Rare, Alexander Alvarado, one of the best players on the platform right now. Really broke my heart for the midweek. As I'm going to open my reward, he was involved in a lineup that won me a tier 4 rare that I'm about to open over here. But he really fucking misfired. He really misfired. He was my captain in this all-star rare team. We had Hoyos getting us a 74. Kai Wagner scoring us... I mean, these are after the XP bonuses, but Wagner got it like a 92. Ferdi Kadioglu, Martin Boyle. All the lads did it. And then our captain... We finished 133rd, as you can see. Top 100 got ETH. It was quite a stressful thing. So Alvarado, it's a couple of games in a row now. He scored as low as a 38 as well the game before, right? Like, look at these last 3 scores. Wakey, wakey. 35 points in 89 minutes. Maybe the pitch was terrible, you know, rainy, down in Ecuador. I don't know what's going on in Ecuador. Agashiwa, injury-prone forward in Japan, although a prolific injury-prone forward. He's got an L15 of 60, which really shows how prolific he can be. He's at home to Seigan Tosu, and yeah, he looks like he's going to play. This is a really prioritized team. We have the beloved Burgess in there, the 6'6" monster, who's just going to... I could see Burgess scoring us a 100 through AA. I could see that. He's done it before in these favorable fixtures. A lot of short passing game. A lot of duels won, you know. A lot of general accuracy. Kai Wagner in the mix again. Yeah, All-Star Rare team, one of my best lineups. Hopefully we can get the business done. All-Star Limited was one of my most prioritized limited lineups, and look what happened. Spartak Moscow rotated Masiumenko out of the team. He was sat warm on the bench in cold Russia. And he turned my heart cold because Sven Kums, Zion Fleming with a great fixture, Guilherme captained, projected to score 60 plus, Alexander Grant, another captain choice, just L15 of 64. What a waste of 4 big hitting cards. And Masiumenko, there was just a bit of rotation that made me... We had Casio in this team. We had Casio in this fucking All-Star Limited team. But then I realized I needed a keeper for a Champion America Limited team. So then we ended up taking Casio out of this All-Star team, put him into Champion America, replaced him with... Fucking jack. Anyway... This is the reality of the game. There's going to be some DNPs. We're always so excited at the start of a weekend for all the fixtures, and that new season excitement is like 3x, and we're all just buzzing and ready to go until we remember that, you know, 5-10% of our players just suffer from DNPs. That percentage can get down to like 2% if you're really doing your research, but a couple of academy teams, not really worth talking about, except for this one. I mean, we threw together a couple of academy teams that could do something. So we've a big gallery. We have a lot of options. So yeah, that's how our lineups are looking. That's how this is kind of what we have to work with the season going forward. Let me know in the comments, is there any areas where you think I could kind of bolster, maybe do some trades, because I know it with my gallery. In some areas I'm too dense, I've got too much going on, and then in other areas I'm weak and it's letting my teams down. Like if we went to game week 395, I'm not going to do it now because the video's long enough, but it was a real display of wasting my big cards with a bunch of shitty cards, and I had so many players scoring 80s and 90s, but just sat with the 40s and 30s. I guess that's the name of the game though, right? Yeah, so midweek went like this, as we're about to see what our tier 4 rare card is. I'll leave something in the pinned comments for anyone who just wants to see the rewards. But yeah, we got to eat. We got 2 rare cards. I did not realize this happened. Because I was getting a tier 5 limited and a tier 4 rare, and I just assumed it ended up as a tier 5 limited, but it's actually, we lost our limited and a tier 5 rare came in instead. Very interesting. This is the limited we lost. We just fell short here. It was looking quite good. And then 220 rare, Dan Ross doing his thing. Or Dan Rotz, I should say. I don't know, how did this win a reward? 242 points. 242 points. That's just lining out 5 players that 50, 50, 50, 50. That's just 5 average Joes. Really pleased with that. Really pleased with that. Let's see what we got here. We got the soul coins. I've started realizing that I want to upgrade my players. When I've seen that you can upgrade players pretty easily, I think I'm going to start spending my soul coins on that. $50 of sweet dose of eat. Come to me. £40. 0.0271 ETH. Tier 5 rare. We can thank Dan Rotz for this card. It's not Bosnia, but Stat Naked Woods. It's a Volvic defender. This is what you gotta expect with tier 5s, of course. The lowest tier. Is he a keep? Is he a sell? He's probably a sell. I mean, I can get $15 from him. Yeah, looks like a sell. Looks like people can use him for some cap modes. Especially with these really low scores at the end of last season to bring his L15 down. It's his best AA capable. Yeah, it's, you know, if you want a centre back to be capable of splashing out you know, a 40 AA sometimes, 35s more consistently. I'm gonna guess that he's 189 centimeters tall, which I know sounds weird, but honestly think you can tell a lot from a centre back's height. 183. So yeah, it's like the matrix is really suited towards taller centre backs, I feel like. Not all. There is some exceptions, of course, but tier 4 rare, here it is, coming in hot. French midfielder, I'm happy so far. Stuttgart. I like this. I have a couple of Stuttgart fellas. I like this a lot. 19-year-old Enzo Milo. Let's see what's going on over here. Enzo Milo, welcome to the club. This definitely looks like a keep. Yeah, okay, he's 21 now. He must have just turned 21, he did. I like the game time he's getting. I like the way he can effortlessly put up AAs of 16s and 12s and 23s and 18s. Really cool card for a tier 4. I'm very happy with that. His price going for about $70 at the floor. Should only get higher, especially if he has a decent season. We'll check what Play Sharper is saying for the Stuttgart predicted lineups. But yeah, that's all from me, fellas. Gonna churn out some more content. Gonna do some different videos regarding Sorare. Like, I don't know, Quinny style videos about philosophy. You know, John Nellis style Channy videos of like good scouting picks. If you want to get involved, something I've been waiting on for a long time is to upgrade my camera and everything. My whole setup hasn't been done yet, but hey, gonna keep getting better and stronger. We're gonna keep yielding rewards and ETH from Sorare. We're gonna keep optimizing lineups, and we're gonna keep looking for some fresh talent. All right, fellas. Good luck for the game week. We'll be back opening some fucking juicy rewards, I hope. Until then, catch you later.